Hey everybody, it's Andrew and welcome back to Shining Song Starnova. And last we left off, well, the girls have been pushing themselves harder and harder and harder in an effort to prove themselves as worthy idols to defeat Quasar in the upcoming, well, 2 shows. First the live, I think it's the live at Budokan, right? And then the Grand Prix afterwards. And I also need some water, so bear with me. My throat is getting slightly dry. And a month has passed since the last stuff in the, Aki found herself on the stage of a photo shoot surrounded by busy staff members. Strangely enough, producer had texted her earlier informing her that he was running behind schedule, but that she could come in to the shoot without him. Well, I guess even that straight-laced producer can mess up from time to time too. In any matter, the shoot was a rather simple affair. All she had to do was smile while holding on some pieces of chocolate for a confectionery company. Okay. Aki was confident she would be able to handle things herself. She informed the director that she was ready and began the shoot. No. Oh, are you sure though? As expected, the shoot concluded without any problems. By now, such jobs were but routine affairs for Aki. Still, I wonder what's holding up producer for so long. How unusual for him to be so unreliable like this. Oh well, not like I really needed him for a shoot this simple. Aki went over to the set director and wished him well before turning to leave the studio. But just as she was about to leave, a shadow descended on her. Oh no. Oh God. Good day, Aki-chan. Aki gasped and spun around to come face to face with Oda. What are you doing here? Oh, is that any way to greet your former producer? I merely happen to have business in this building and decided to say hello to my precious former talent. It's all merely a coincidence. A coincidence, really. I think thou doth insist too much. Really. The pedo stalker has tracked her here, I have no doubt, and would be very much shocked if this was just a coincidence. Aki gulped and looked down at her shoes. It was always like this. Whenever this man appeared, her body froze in terror, and that's just driving home that horrid stake of just disgust that, again, I don't want her character to have to have gone through that, but oh my God, it's just like the horrid little puzzle pieces are grabbing hands and pulling each other together in vice grips. Ugh. And it's forming a picture I very much don't want to have to look at. She was utterly helpless. All the time. But you really have been doing well lately, haven't you? I hear that you planned the challenge show Sama herself for the title of the #1 idol in the nation. And there's the red-eyed to suck the life out of your very soul, leaving a desiccated corpse behind. Haven't you grown to quite the rebellious little woman? Such a thing. Yeah, there you go. That's just. But it doesn't have to be like this. Have you given my offer a thought? When power is moving fast in Golden Calf, you could say the end of an era is fast approaching. Say the word, and I can give you what you always wanted. Oh, my little Aki-chan, why walk this difficult path? When your former producer can make you into the center, yes, the center of the greatest idol unit in the nation, Quasar itself could be yours. All you have to do is say yes. And become my little girl. No. Shut up. Stop it. Stop. That's just fucked up. Become my little girl again. Oh. Here we go. I approached Oda from behind him instead of in front of Aki. I apologize for my late arrival, Oda-san. But I'm afraid that Kashiwagi-san is currently signed on as Shining Productions talent. Until her contract with Shining is terminated, she is, of course, forbidden from signing on with a different talent agency. Excuse my forwardness. Did we just get his name? Nishiyama, from Shining Productions. Yes. The other traitor. I was in your shoes once, raising Aki-chan into the star idol that she is today. Forgive our silly little talks. I'm afraid our prior relationship was a rather informal one. I'm gonna vomit. I presume you are more than aware of Aki-chan's playful antics. Our discussion was merely just another one of our silly little skits. Dude, all of your dialogue is like heavily laced with like, oh, I was abusing this child and this is how I spoke when I abused her then. It's just still hardwired, you know? We were just playing games, that's all it was. You better not tell anyone, Aki, or I'll have them all killed. I can hurt people. God, I see. Well, I cannot imagine that a reputable executive of Golden Cap Productions like yourself would stoop to scouting another talent company's workers in broad daylight like this. Aki-chan always has been such a gift. Then I'll not occupy your talent's attention any further. A pleasure meeting you, producer-san. The pleasure's all mine. With that, Oda left the set, but the stain of his presence remains. It seeps into the soul, it does. It's like a rot. The two of us let out a sigh of relief as soon as the old man disappeared. Sorry, looks like it was almost too late. Seriously, what's that old geezer doing, trying to sign you on with Golden Calf when you're obviously starting of a sinner? Sorry, for what? So that's your former producer, huh? Oh no. I've heard rumors about him. He's supposed to be pretty high up in Golden Calf's chain of command. He's got the Buddha's face, but the devil's heart. Yeah, that sounds about right. He's the most dangerous man in the entire idol business. Now that he knows who you are, your very life is in danger, you know? Look, I'm sure you're exaggerating. I've heard a lot of unbelievable things in this line of work, but never once in my life have I heard of a producer being snuffed by a rival talent agency. If there's gonna be a first time for that, then he would be the guy to do it. Anyways, I'm sorry I wasn't here to prevent that. Keeping you from being hassled by the producers is my job, and I let you down today. No, but your popularity really has grown, hasn't it? For you to be a poach like this right under my nose, this really is a dog-eat-dog business. Actually, is something the matter? Nothing. It's really unbelievable for those Golden Calf people to think I would ever consider joining Quasar. Well, what is it really? What was it? What do you... This is all painful. Don't they understand I'm a Nova? If I betray everyone and join a rival group, my popularity would tank, you know? You got that right. Anyways, I'll make sure you don't get bothered by the recruiters from now. That sort of thing is a given for any big name talent. Yeah. I drove Aki back to the office after that. It's already pretty late. You going to go home? No. I hardly got any practice done today. I'm going to go downstairs to go through my routine again. I see. Make sure to overdo it, okay? It's true that practice makes you perfect, but if you push your body too far, then it's only a matter of time to injure yourself. And that's something we absolutely don't want. Don't worry, my body's still young and healthy. This level of training's no problem. Alright, I'll be working here until pretty late. I'll see you in the morning. See you. Early morning. Okay. Where is this going? Well, my throat is also getting dry, so I'm going to have some water go down that first. Okay, ellipses. Further ellipses. By the time I decided to call it quits tonight, it's only 2 a.m. Those are rookie numbers. Man, I was really putting in overtime lately. But I had to do this. All the girls were counting on me. If I didn't do my part to support them, then I'd be spitting in the face of their hard work. With an exhausted sigh, I grabbed my coat and left the office. As I went downstairs, I was surprised to see the lights still on in the dance studio. Did Aki forget to turn off the lights before she left? How uncharacteristic of her. Pretty sure she's still here. I went to the... the music kicked in. I went to the studio to turn the lights off, only to see Aki slouched against the wall, her eyes closed. Oi! What was she still doing here? I rushed over and shook her awake. Aki! Aki! You alright? There you go. To my relief, Aki opened her eyes, looking really surprised. Uh-huh. Hi. Burning the midnight oil, aren't you? Yeah, that's a sign that you should probably be going home. I think I know where this might be leading. We'll see. With that, Aki pulled herself back up and returned to the center of the dance stage, as if she intended to resume practicing. And the little red imp, her leg swayed and she nearly tumbled down to the floor. I grabbed her and held her up. What are you doing? You're obviously exhausted. I may not be a doctor, but I prescribe rest and maybe a little bit of thinking. You idiot. At this rate, you're just going to injure yourself. Go home for the night and get a good night's sleep. That's in order as your producer. Why do you have to push yourself this far? Aki pushed herself away from me. Oh, now she's crying. Great. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I had a feeling that earlier bit was referencing her past. So far, you've been doing anything but failing, really. I guess the burden of stress of the obligations that one puts on one's own shoulders. Yeah, that's yeah. Okay, but you need to be doing it sensibly, and killing yourself in the process is not going to make you a winner. It's gonna make you dead. Aki looked down, her tears dripping onto the floor of the dance studio. I looked at her at a loss for words. No, don't. That sounded like something that you needed to get out. That's been building up for a while, so no. No, I think you said as much as you maybe needed to. Maybe not even enough. Who knows? I don't know. No. Even though as a producer I'll probably never be able to fully understand your emotions, I'll do my best to fulfill your dreams.
もう疲れた。
Yeah, you don't say.
プロデューサー。
Aki's eyes suddenly lost focus and her knees wobbled. Aki! I rushed over to her and held her in my arms. Are you alright?
抱きしめられるっていいね。
Yeah, Aki?
ママは一度もこんな風にしてくれなかった。
Oh my god. Okay, don't do that to me. No. I knew her mom probably wasn't the best mother just because of how she seemed to put her daughter's, success, quote unquote, before her daughter as a person. But now that what she seems to be saying here is that her mother also just completely neglected any form of real physical affection. And that can be very damaging. And that's a whole other level of depressing. Oi, stay with me here. You're not making any sense.
家まで連れて行って、プロデューサー。私は守って。
With that, Aki closed her eyes, her exhaustion finally claiming victory. She looked so peaceful, cradled in my arms, that I didn't have the heart to let her go. I knew now. Despite her best efforts to portray herself as calculating, two-faced pro-idol, Aki was still just a nervous girl thrust into a dangerous world way too early. A girl her age should still be in school, getting trained for the difficulties of adult life. And yet, here she was, struggling to survive in the kangaroo court of the people's opinion. I had to look after her. If nobody else in this world was going to protect her, then I had to. I had to keep this girl safe. I may be wrong to think this as Aki's producer. Such feelings were not only highly unprofessional, but a betrayal of my duty to the company. But I just couldn't bear to see her cry again. Aki was already scarred by her past. I could not become another one of those scars. With that, I carried Aki to my car and drove her to my apartment. I carried Aki to my apartment in my arms. Thanks to her small stature, she was almost unbelievably light. This almost felt like I was carrying a newlywed wife into our honeymoon, didn't it? But I swallowed those feelings down. Considering the situation, I couldn't afford to be swept away by my hormones right now. Yeah, especially just, as a decent human being. I carried Aki into the bedroom and put her down on my bed. Looks like I'll be sleeping on the sofa tonight. But before I could leave, the fan fiction rule has applied. Before I could leave, I felt Aki cling to the sleeve of my shirt.
行かないって。
Don't leave. Aki? In here, I thought she was fast asleep. Is something the matter?
隣にいてほしい。
But Aki slightly opened her eyes.
いい。
It's alright.
ね、プロデューサー。私、疲れたの。
Are you speaking physically? Metaphorically? Emotionally, spiritually? I know you've been training harder than any of the girls. Your body must be exhausted. Pretty sure she's talking about more than that.
そういう意味じゃない。
Yeah.
ずっと前から。絶対にできるって。本当にトップアイドルになれるって 自分に言い聞かせてきたの。でも難しい。
Oh god, are there bags in her eyes? Oh lord.
トップなんて全然見えないし、2番目にだって届いていない。3番目でも4番、5番、6番目でもない。
I mean, to be fair, while you might be aiming for the top, you shouldn't be killing yourself with the fact that you're not there yet, because then it's just gonna, that's always gonna shoot you in the foot. You have to aim with, within a reasonable range. Climb the ladder. Don't just try to jump all the way up to grab the top rung, because you should probably just, slip and fall and hurt yourself on the way back down if you catch it all. Take the ladder one rung at a time. Be methodical about it. Diligent and driven, yes, but be smart.
私たちは1位を目指す数あるアイドルグループの中のただの一つでしかない。前に結局
Whoops.
私た
Touch
ち
was
は
not yet.
特別な何者でもない。ナンバーワンは値なんだからって叫ぶたびに本当に疲れる。
Oh, I never thought about that. One of those little lies you keep repeating, but it bears so much to it that it's like every single time she'd say it, it's just gonna drive the stake deeper into her chest. Oh God.
私みたいな出来損ないには全てを持ってもそんな言葉は吐き出すことしかできない。
The fact that you were able to punish yourself into saying it and endure it over and over and over again says way more than it was something a failure would do. A failure would avoid it at all costs because of how painful it is. They wouldn't want to feel it. But you not only pushed yourself, you also kept fucking repeating the damn line that made you feel like you were mocking yourself.
本当は自分はただの欠陥品だって。アイドルになんてなれないって言いたいのに。でもみんなを失望させたくない。怖い。ある日突然私がずっと嘘ついてることがバレるんじゃないかってすごく怖い。センターなんて無理よ。アイドルさえなるべきじゃなかったのに大物になるって周りに思わせるだけのただの詐欺師よ。私は偽物だってみんなが知ったら私はどうなるの。怖いよ。
I'd like to think that if the other girls realized that what you've been carrying with you, what you've been doing to yourself for the sake, not only for you, but for the sake of the group as well, that they would have your back tenfold, hundredfold even. Aki.
今はそれが怖いから諦めたいの。プロデューサー、私はただ甘やかされて養われたいの。戦いなんてもうたくさんよ。トップになるための競争なんてもう嫌。私を養って幸せにしてあげるから約束よ。戦いだけは嫌。もう嫌。
Oh, good. I put my hand on Aki. Wearing Aki. Okay, that was that. Way different tone there. Shouldn't have said that. Maybe adult society is merely a lifetime of convincing others that we're not as incompetent as we actually are. Ow, that hurt me. Fuck. But I think you really are special. I'm sorry if this sounds in poor taste, but people just are not equal. There are some people who are worth thousands, tens of thousands of lesser men. I think you too can be one of the people who leave a greater impact in the world than 1,000 others combined. Sorry. I'm not gonna let you give up that easily. You're not a kid anymore. You have a responsibility now. Duty to your friends, to your job, to your fans.
今私にキスさせても
Even then. Besides, a relationship's not gonna last very long if it's just based on wanting to escape from reality.
本当に根っからのプロデューサーなんだね
Aki,
ん
I believe in you. I think you're going to accomplish great things.
分かったじゃあ頑張ってみる
But first you need to sleep. Yeah. I pulled the blanket over on top of her.
もしプロデューサーがそばにいてくれたら多分だけど私ナンバーワンになれる
With that, Aki's eyes closed and she drifted off to sleep. As I left the bedside, I felt immense pride in my chest. This is my Aki-chan. And even though every day she was suffering, she did her best for everyone's sakes. There was no way I was going to take advantage of an idol of that caliber. How about of a person of that caliber? I left the bedside and collapsed down on my sofa. What a day. Yeah. Huh. Time to finally get some sleep. Oh boy, we'll leave this for next time. I need a break. God. I hope you enjoyed. As much as that could be enjoyed. Damn. But it had to happen eventually. She had to open up. She had to spill her guts at some point. And it still hit me like a fucking freight train. Oh, and this ride isn't over, is it? It's just gonna keep going. It's not in station yet. We're riding the rail C. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.